So my main focus and use of ArcGIS Online is in supporting the administrative functions of the university, which is a wider blanket than you might imagine. I'm within the campus planning office, but I have clients, well, all around this room. I see a lot of familiar faces and a lot of people using our services. Let's just launch right into this. So I've been here for the last 10 years developing and building a fairly large and robust GIS, up to the point where we started to run into some serious challenges where we've been building large data sets for many years, and due to reduction in staffing levels and just the massive amount of data that we're now carrying, the maintenance needs have exceeded the ability of my group, me, to, it's fun being a one-man shop, to keep the data current enough so that you can actually get an accurate analysis. We've reached a point where I've started to have to make the choice of archiving a data set or updating it partially, simply because I can't have bad data out there informing bad decisions. So that, combined with some client demands for interactive web-based mapping and an ever-growing client base, has led me to look into this platform and develop heavily on it. So the opportunities are basically the flip side of the challenges here. Streamlining my data collection operations, sharing resources. This has really been the biggest benefit of this so far, is I can take one of these, put it in somebody's hands in another department, and say, go update the data. So we've done some pilot projects. We've done some pretty serious work on it, where over the winter break last year, transportation took two of everybody's favorite ticket writers, put some tablets in their hands and made them go do some stuff that makes me happy, at least. And they updated their entire sign inventory of all 3,000 plus signs on campus in 2 weeks. No way I could do that. We had 2 students over the summer go out and survey over 40 miles of sidewalk and several thousand doors to buildings. That's no light task, but it's possible with this. Also, it allows me to push out the data to existing users in ways that hopefully I can provide some relevant data to, say, the university planner, where she can go and come up with her own answers without my having to stop what I'm doing, figure it out, print out a map, explain it. Instead, she can just pull it up, come up to her answer in a meeting, make a decision, move on. So it's streamlining processes. It's fun to someone who's been doing GIS for too many years. And it allows us to start tackling the web mapping applications that we've been struggling with. So, old school data collection. I don't know how many of you have tried similar methodologies, but to do, say, the sidewalk inventory or any one of the other inventories, you would print out a map. You would have every feature on the map with a unique identifier. You'd have your clipboard, you'd have your pen, you'd have your measuring device, you'd have your camera. You'd go out, you'd measure. You'd write it on your clipboard. You'd take your picture, try and figure out what picture it is, write it on your clipboard. Go back to the office, sit down, look at your clipboard and go, what was I thinking? Try and get it all in the computer, matched up, download the photos, rename the photos, link the photos, and hopefully it all works. How many people have had this fun before? Okay. Or alternately, you use a Trimble unit, which is a large expense. You're dead in the water if you can't get enough satellites. We just haven't had a whole lot of luck with Trimbles or the higher end GPS units. And invariably, we fell back to the paper method. So then once you've got all this data in the system, back at the office, what do you do with it? I can't just give the inventory or the data to somebody who needs the information, because the person would need to be at least fairly well versed in desktop and have the software and very limited user group. So now, you see, all you're taking out with you is your measuring tools and your tablet. We've been working with iPads. As much as I don't really love anything Apple, they've worked really well, and I'll have to give them credit. The iPads have given everything we've asked of them. They've got good screen size, they're durable. This one has been out in the field all summer, no matter what the weather. The only time they came in was if there was lightning striking, and it's as good as the day I sent it out. It eliminates having to carry a separate camera. It takes any photos that you take, automatically joins it to the feature, and everything goes straight back to your server wherever you have it placed. And this is where, hello? I knew something would happen. There we go. And you gonna work for me? I should know better than to do live tests. We've had some connection troubles this morning. I'm going to blame it on that. And there, come on. There we go. So let's assume we're going to let's play with the bike inventory. They won't kill me if I mess something up. Our bike program people have gone out and done an inventory of every rack on campus. They've counted how many spaces are in each rack, and they do an annual tagging of abandoned bikes. They're currently in the process of going out and dealing with abandoned bikes and using this to apparently there are a lot of abandoned bikes in this rack. This one has flats. And the people who are out there taking care of the abandoned bikes take this with them, and they can see that they're actually getting the right bike. If you have an abandoned bike on campus, I'm not the person to talk to. And just to see if I can really do a bad thing during a live test. This is our most complicated system that we're running right now. This is the updates to all of the entrances and all of the sidewalks on campus. Apparently I don't have a very good, oh, there it goes. So we collected a lot of information on this door. The way we have it built allows us to have drop-down information on all of the data, so that we don't have too much data inconsistency. And apparently nobody took a picture of that door, so I'm going to talk something about that. Come on. All right, it's getting cranky with me. But I'm going to move on a little bit quickly here to the distribution side of things. Data collection is great, and now we have ways to put it out to people. So I have basic maps that are out there that are, if you go to, say, Plantations, one of my first clients on this, they wanted to be able to show hikes on campus or around campus. So if you go to their website and you hit on their link to the maps, it takes you right to our online maps. And how do I get back to there? So as you can tell, I don't. F5, thank you. We also have set up custom. Yes, that's a part of it. It is all password protected, so nobody can get into anybody else's portal. So this one is built for the planning office. These are maps that are relevant to the planning office to have access to at any time. Let's see. Hey, it worked. Trying to finish up here. Where are we going to go with this? We've got a good start on it. I want to develop more data partnerships. I want to find more organizations, people that are in need of data and also can supply data. Partner with them, share resources. I'm shifting as much of the operation as I can from desktop to online platforms where the user can tackle more of their day-to-day needs. And just, wow. I'm not used to talking for this long. And of course, any good platform needs an acronym. Our world doesn't have enough acronyms. I'm open to suggestions. What are we going to call this thing? And I think I have exceeded my time. So